Hi, I'm Chris James, and you're watching Healthy Alternative. Today, I want to talk about the benefits of Michael, and today we're going to be talking about...
Today we'll be making one of my favorite soups.
Welcome to the
Tomato
JR72 challenge.
I am Animated Mel, and I am your mental and wellness coach for
As always, perfection is not needed, but consistency
We must
is must.
first lovingly accept what is. You can't heal a body you hate.
We're going to bring up your next speaker. That's going to be the wonderful, magnificent Chris James.
If you talk about how much you hate your fat, your body has been working all this time to keep you alive. I don't think anybody in my circle understands impossible. Yeah, what y'all know about that?
Hey, yeah, me, I'm hard. What? Y'all see me? Y'all see my part?
Sorry,
Y'all see me?
Oh man, I was waiting. I was waiting for it. Mel,
Oh,
was
you
that
hadn't seen it yet, Mel. Okay.
Yeah, it's first time, baby. Okay, it's like an early Christmas gift. I mean, birthday gift.
Yeah. All right, so what's going on, everybody, man? Listen, hey, the challenge is over, baby. The challenge is over.
This challenge is over.
The challenge never stops.
You know what I mean?
I saw people in the group talking about, you know, what they had experienced, what they had gained from the challenge. Someone said, "I'm ready for the next one." No breaks. No breaks.
All gas, no brakes.
All gas. John, why it look like you got braids, man? When did you change your hair?
Exactly looks like he got braids.
So I have one braid. Look,
Oh, how
Oh.
just one braid.
Oh, John's going through the transformation.
Must be nice.
Yeah. He's stepping. Steve, Buddy Love is coming. Buddy Love loading.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so listen, I was talking to Shell last night about the next challenge, and I really want to make sure she's on board because we need to get Shell guy to come back. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not going to announce no dates. Last night on my live, I talked. John, what were you was paying attention when I told him about the challenge, next challenge?
Yeah.
Shell said I wasn't supposed to tell him. It was too soon.
Too soon.
We'll do the official announcement probably in a couple weeks. But we got another challenge coming for y'all. Listen, I got the whole year planned. We ran into some road bumps, which has been frustrating me to know. Oh my God, you guys have no idea. So I got to call an audible so that we could get the challenge started within a reasonable time. And it's frustrating me, but it has to do with the herbs. But we're not going to get into that tonight. Coaches, how y'all feeling? Jasmine, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Happy Wednesday. I was about to say Sunday. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Animated Mel, what's up?
Hump day. I'm feeling good like God with an extra O, you know. Hope y'all feeling good out there. You know, I'm feeling great, feeling good. It's leap year tomorrow, or the leap year day tomorrow. So we get an extra day this month. You feel me?
You get an extra day this year too.
And this year, right?
So 366 days this year?
Yeah.
That don't make no. I'm not gonna get into it, y'all, but I'm gonna tell you right now that doesn't make any sense.
Amen. A lot of things happening that don't make sense.
Like, that doesn't make any sense. An extra day in the year. Some months have 30 days, some have 31, some have 28. That doesn't make any sense. The moon cycle is the same every month. I'm just saying. Steve, how you feeling, man?
Hey, man. I'm good, man.
One of them days.
I'm not. I'm not just good. I am. I'm feeling peaceful. I'm feeling enlightened. I'm doing very well.
Excellent. Johnny Jupiter without the A. Jonathan
Without the
without the
H.
H.
Without the H.
There you
Without
go.
the H.
Okay,
I was like, there's definitely some A's in there.
No, there's some A's in there.
It's amazing there, but oh man, I've been really good. Lots of new things. We had a nice successful live yesterday, and that was really cool, really reassuring and energizing for me. So I'm happy to be back in the fold. And we stepped it up a little bit, but telling some of the OGs, oh yeah, I'm back. So I'm just like, ooh.
Yeah, they were happy to see you back. If y'all didn't see, me and John went live last night. I'm gonna see if I can convince Steve to go live sometime this week. But me and John went live last night. Just did like a brief overview of his original journey. So if you guys don't know John that well, I would definitely say go check that video out and get some nuggets. Not chicken tendies. We talking about golden nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
How you feeling, Chris?
I feel last night I was sitting down. I was taking my Chris time, and I was just like, I'm ready to run, bro. Because I have just been. I feel sometimes you feel like you're running in place. That's how I've been feeling, and now I want to get some traction, man. So I had to make some decisions in my mind last night about the challenges and just what I mean, like allowing things to disrupt the game plan and what we want to do. Like I had to make some I had to come to some conclusions. So I'm feeling good about that. And also, I probably shouldn't be telling y'all this.
Hold
Steven,
on now.
Earlier, you think I should say anything?
This dude can't hold water.
It's too early.
You gotta temper your excitement.
I'm excited, man. I don't know. Shell's not here to tell me I can't. All right. Okay, guys, take this with a grain of salt. I'm only saying this because it's a small group. It's our, what I'm saying? This is our group over here. Don't be telling nobody. But I've been testing a new product by Root called Sculpt. And I just had some weird weigh-in yesterday. Well, today and yesterday. I'm not teasing. I promise. I shouldn't tell you guys. So understand, I'm telling you information early, okay? So just understand that. But I've been testing this product. Okay, it is a weight loss product, but it's not like, it's not like Ozempic or something like that. It's herbs and, it's healthy. It's just herbs and stuff, right? It's a blend. I got to do the math real quick. Last night, I lost like 4 pounds.
Wow.
I wasn't fasting. It's stupid. Like I know that it's an exaggerated result, right? Because I've been taking the product for about maybe like Steve, I don't know if I told you when I started taking it was like last week or something.
It's probably been less than a week.
Okay, it's been less than a week. Steven told me about something he experienced with it, and he said it took about 5 days for it to kind of lock in. So when I saw that today, I was like, I wonder if it kind of has to build up in your system a little bit and it takes a few days. Once again, as I'm talking to the coaches and as I get everybody's feedback, we'll get more solidified. I don't want you guys to think that you're going to take it and lose 4 pounds in a day, because that's not what happened. I've been taking it for, probably let's say 6 days. But I have never. I'm just gonna tell y'all. I have never seen that with anything I've ever done. outside of fasting or like a flush. I did a liver flush once, and I think I lost 4 or 5 pounds doing the liver flush. But that makes sense because
That
I
sounds
mean,
right.
when you do the liver flush, you're dumping a ton of liquid. So it's you know, I don't know. So that's why I shouldn't have told y'all. But I was so excited because I took a shower. I got in the shower and I'm rubbing my body. You know what I'm saying? I'm cleaning myself. You know what I mean? And I'm like, wait, where'd my stomach go? It was here yesterday. So that's
That's
what it was,
funny.
y'all. Called Sculpt. Yes, it's back ordered, as Steven said. That's what another reason I shouldn't have told y'all. I shouldn't have did this. This was not the right thing to do. But I was so excited. So we'll do a full breakdown of my experience as I, collect information from the coaches. Um, and I actually plan on potentially incorporating Sculpt into our challenges in the future. We'll see. We will see. So you guys don't go and tell nobody. You can go to the Root website and you can pre-order it. Steve, can they pre-order or is that gone?
Nope.
Okay. So the pre-orders are out. Root has had a very hard time keeping the product in stock. That's another reason I haven't told you guys. But the main reason is because I want to test it personally first. But another reason was because you can't get it anyway. So, but something to look out for. So if you guys have Root accounts, you could check in, once or twice a week, I guess, and see when it'll be available. And then you guys can always tell us about your experience with it. But I haven't fully tested it yet. So that's where we're at. John, have you been you still using it? You're using it, right?
Yes, I
Okay.
used it. It's already. I've
But
already.
you haven't been tracking your weight since you started using it, right?
Not really. I mean, I did, but I mean, I know how much I weigh now, but
Okay.
yeah, I haven't
We'll
really.
wait. We'll wait. We'll get John's testimonial. We'll do all that later. It's called Sculpt. What's the price? I don't even know. I just bought it. Steve, do you know what the price is?
Yeah, it's $89.
$89 for a month supply. And Root is one of those companies where when they put something out, it's usually legit.
Oh, it works. There's a reason it's back ordered.
Yeah. So anyway, there's some caveats with that. We'll talk about it later, but something to look forward to. You guys got a little inside information because you're in the secret group. You know what I mean? All right, y'all. Steven, I know you had a lesson, something you want to go over for like refeed and to help people transition. I want to make sure you guys are watching the refeed content on Kajabi on the AHA Wellness Academy. That's where all the course content is. So make sure that you guys go and check that. Make sure you check that out for the refeed. Steve, take it away.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Hey man, put the camera on me.
All right, man. I was gonna do it anyway.
That's Hodge twins, man.
He just likes to say it.
I do. It's Hodge twins. I do like to say it. John, you telling me you don't like that?
Of course, it's hilarious. I'm just pointing it out for the people that don't know.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us. We have the elite, the Navy SEALs, the best of the best here at the end. And it's really not about how you start. It's not necessarily even about how you go on a day-to-day as we go through the process, right? But it's truly about how you finish. And at the end of the day, you all are here and you have all done extremely well. I have interacted with a lot, if not all of you, in some way. And I just want to say, great job, right? But with that being said, the work is not done, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about refeed. And not only are we going to talk about refeed, we're going to really kind of talk even more about kind of the importance of the process and kind of your next steps, right? So we're going to go to class real quick. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. But we're going to go to class, okay? And don't be trying to read down. So we're going to talk about the importance of PFR, right? And so you're probably asking, Stephen, what is PFR? That's a great question. I'll tell you what PFR is, right? PFR is simply the term used to describe the process of proper detoxification through fasting. That's what PFR means, right? So many times we hear about fasting and its benefits, but we seem to forget the before and the after, right? So we know the fasting, which is in the middle, but we seem to forget the before and we seem to forget the after. This is a major pitfall in the process of long-term maintenance from fasting, right? So there was something that Jasmine said, and I forgot what it was. Maybe she will put it in the chat for us, right? But it talked about how we do really well at getting things started, but we don't do really well at maintaining, right? And part of the reason that we struggle with maintaining our results with fasting, whatever it may be that you are looking for, whether it be weight loss, whether it's to help heal your gut, whether it's to help detoxify your body, whether it's to help clear brain fog, whatever the reason is, the part of the reason that we have seen that people struggle with maintaining those results is because instead of looking at the process as in its totality or from a 10,000 foot view, we look at the process as in it's just fasting. And that's an inherently negative or improper way to look at the process, right? So and this is kind of something that came up from a call that me and Chris had done. And we really need to look at the process as in its totality, right? So first of all, we have preparation, right? So preparation, as we have gone through, is designed to prepare the mind, the body, the spirit for the journey that you are about to take or embark on, right? Each step in this process is critical, which is the purpose of creating your why. So when you are going through your preparation, you're creating your why. It's for your mental, right? It's giving you direction. Going through the HA 7-day preparation, right, is designed to help then prepare the body. And then the last phase is your meditation and prayer. These things are all designed to help you to prepare yourself spiritually, right? And even with our preparation, there's pieces of that where we seem to skim over, or we feel like, well, we kind of already know that, right? Or, oh, this isn't really that important. I'll just focus on the fasting. Or I've been eating really well. I'll just focus on the juice days of the preparation, right? And it's an entire process. And then, of course, we have the fasting in and of itself, or the meat and potatoes, right, of the process. It really does the majority of the heavy lifting, right? This is where you're detoxing on all levels of your being, right? Whether it be emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally, right? And then this results in a net weight loss, more awareness, clarity of the being or the mind, and so much more, right? But that's all with the fasting and all its benefits. But that's not what we're here to talk about, right? We're here really to talk about the refeed process and why it's so important, because it is the most underrated part and step of the process. People have gotten behind the preparation now and they're like, okay, well, I'm prepping. And then obviously, for the most part, people are behind the fasting because they get the results, right? That's the meat and potatoes, right? That's the fiber that fills you. It keeps you satiated, right? But then there's the refeed, the part that seems to get skipped so much, right? And when we go through our process, we get to the end and we're just like, all right, well, we're good. We're done. Like, no. There's more work to be done, right? So that's why when Chris said, we're done, he really was joking because he knows you're not done, right? It's never done. But in this phase, the challenge is done, but this process is not done. There's still work that needs to be completed. That's the refeed. So the refeed is the cleanup crew, right? It's to solidify, or its purpose is to solidify, to make solid your results from the first two steps, right? So you have your preparation, you have your fasting, that's step 1, step 2, and then the refeed helps to button things up, right? If you've ever heard that term, if you go to buy a car, you go to you go purchase something, they say, hey, we got everything we need, we took your down payment, We just need to do the paperwork and button things up, right? To make it solid so you leave out the door. The refeed is the buttoning up of the process, right? So your refeed, as Chris James has mentioned, can be actually more important than the fast itself, right? I wanted to make sure I give him credit for that because this is something that he spoke about. But the refeed, it's in and of itself, can actually be more important than the fast itself. You can get more results from a 3-day fast if you are going through a proper refeed in going in the right direction, right? More results than if you did a 14-day fast, and then after the 14-day fast, you then just went back to old habits, then of course you're not going to maintain those results. So it's really about increasing the efficiency of the fasting itself by actually focusing on the buttoning up of the process or the refeed. Okay. So the refeed will determine if you maintain your results. Now, take that statement with a grain of salt because we understand that our results are going to be things that we can see and that we realize. And there's a lot of results that we can't see and we don't realize, right? For example, when you go through the process of autophagy, for the most part, those are happening on a cellular level. And unless you're fasting over a long period of time and you're tracking your visuals, you're tracking your micronutrients through testing, you're tracking blood tests, right? You're tracking these things through technology. You're not really going to see all of the benefits of autophagy. You're just simply not, right? But it's something that we will get down on ourselves if we then gain 3 pounds or 4 pounds and we think, oh my God, I just threw all my fasting away. No, you didn't, right? You just don't see those results, okay? So that's why I said take that statement with a grain of salt, because a lot of the results that you get from fasting, even if it's 3 to 5 days and it's done at once every quarter, there's lots of benefits there. And you may not ever notice those benefits because they will come on the end of your life, right? You just have a better quality life and you don't really realize it just because you just don't know, right? But cellularly, you're aging backwards and you're decreasing toxic load. So you're doing a big favor to yourself. So just once again, take that statement with a grain of salt. Okay. Now it will determine, or the refeed will determine, if you get to see the full scope of the work that you've done. Let me read that again. Your refeed will determine if you get to see the full scope of the work that you have actually done. And it's the most critical piece that we have seen where we fall flat. Holistically throughout the network, this is the piece where in general, most people fall flat. So you can go through a JR72, you can go through an R72, you can go through a 5-2, a 10-day, a 14, a 21, a 30, right? But if you don't go through a proper refeed, you will not see the full scope or the full picture of the work and the benefits that you got from that fasting. Some of the benefits that you get from fasting don't present themselves until later, right? If you have joint pain, or if you have issues around your cycle, or every once in a while, if you have psoriasis or you have eczema, right? Or things, you have flare-ups. If you don't go through a proper refeed, you may not even realize, wow, I've gone through the next 3 periods and I have had no cramps, or the cramps have been light, right? Or instead of them being 5 to 7 days, right, I've had just 3 light days. If you don't go through a proper refeed, you may not see that now your digestion is moving so much better. You may not see that your skin is just cleaner, or you don't have flare-ups, or you don't have these crazy allergy symptoms come spring. You may not see the full scope of what you have accomplished because your refeed was done improperly. This is very important to remember because we tend to break these 3 pieces apart. Preparation, fasting, refeed, right? Or the PFR, it needs to be thought of as a full process, not one without the other. They are not different. They are one and the same. And when you do them, they need to be done in conjunction with each other. And you don't go into fasting from this point forward, and it shouldn't have been this way, but from this point forward, you can't go into fasting thinking, well, I'm going to go into my fasting and then I'll fast and then I'm done. No, you have to do the full process, preparation of some sort based upon the amount of fasting you're doing, the fasting in and of itself, and then the refeed. What does that mean? That means that you shouldn't be doing this big 14-day fast prior to a birthday, knowing that you're going to be traveling and eating bad. You're really putting yourself in a bad situation, right? There's going to be a lot of things that you don't get because you did not go through the refeed. You're missing the full scope. You're missing out on all the benefits from the fasting because they don't always present themselves immediately. Some of the benefits that you get from fasting don't present themselves until you start eating again, right? So how do I determine my refeed? Now, as Chris just mentioned, you're going to go into your actual refeed content in the academy. Watch that information. That's going to, of course, give you information on how to refeed. I'm not talking about what to physically eat when I'm talking about how to determine my refeed, right? But that content is there. But refeeding is not a simple, easy term, right? You refeed based upon the purpose or the goal that you set out to achieve. Now, that goal can be something that you set in the beginning, or the goal can be something that you have adjusted or switched to at the end, but the refeed needs to be based upon the goal or the purpose that you set out to achieve, right? So as far as food to eat, once again, refer to your guide for basic instructions. All that is great information, right? Start off with your fruits, start off with your broths, things of that nature, right? It's a JR72, so you can be a little bit, you've already been kind of refeeding, so that's a little bit different, right? But if, let's say that, for example, you're doing R72s, right? And you are eating on your refeed day, so every fourth day or every third day into the fourth, the goal of that refeed is to maintain the detox that you are experiencing during the fasting, right? So this refeed in particular is going to be different than another refeed. This means taking detox herbs, right? If you have your herbs, you take your herbs, right? Keep the bowels clean and clear. Move them during this time frame. You're going to move your bowels by eating. You can also move your bowels by taking a gentle detox tea, right? Something of that nature. This is going to keep things moving, right, through this process. But we want to maintain the detox while we're going through an R72 style of fasting. We want to eat foods that are easy to digest and only foods that assist with detox, right? And there's a ton of them, but here's like 3, right? Make sure that you're adding ginger to your food, right? Make sure you add cilantro. Cilantro and ginger are fantastic detoxifiers, as well as citrus. Your foods during an R72 style should be cycled or circled around foods that are going to assist in detoxification, because that's what you're going through. You're going through the process of detox intentionally during that type of fast, right? So you want to eat that is in a way that is going to help, right, assist with the purpose of you fasting or the goal, right? The next one, if you're coming off of a 30-day fast, and let's say you may be refeeding and you're looking at healing, right? The longer your fasting is great for your healing, right? And let's say you're refeeding to give a specific organ system support, and they need to further stimulate healing, right? So you may focus on like blueberries for the liver, right? Or artichokes for the thyroid. There's a lot of different fruits and vegetables that help very specifically for certain organ systems, right? But after coming off of a long fast, if you have exposed an area of weakness, which the fasting will do, or you have an area of weakness, this is the perfect time to focus on foods to either, number one, avoid, right? Or foods that you want to bring into your diet that are going to directly support that organ system that you are looking to work on. Why is this important, right? Now, the body is extremely clean, and anything that you put into it after a long fast, it will utilize and store. Anything that you put into it after a long fast, it will utilize and store. So when you feel emotionally and you're like, I want to reward myself. I went through a 30-day fast, or I went through this long fast, and I want to reward myself. So I'm going to take myself out to eat. Just remember, well, the body is going to try to utilize that cheesesteak. It's going to try to utilize that lasagna that you got from whoever, Carrabba's, I don't know, right? It's going to try
Olive Garden.
Olive Garden, there you go. It's going to try to utilize it. It also will store all of what it is unable to then process in those moments. So if you're eating a lot of oils, if you're eating a lot of processed food, it's going to store it. So when we go through our refeed, people ask, well, why am I gaining weight so fast? What are you eating? Is it something that the body is storing? Are you overeating, right? Your body has just gone through this process where it's going through multiple days of not eating. It's very easy to overeat after fasting, right? So you want to start really slow and pay attention to what you're eating, because the body is going to utilize or store any and everything that you put into it after a fast, right? If you're refeeding after a fast to clean the body, to absorb and metabolize foods better so that you can begin maybe working out or a workout protocol, you want to focus on foods that are high in electrolytes, amino acids to build proteins and store minerals, right? A lot of these are going to be your fruits. Of course, they can be all of, nuts and seeds. There's all kinds of stuff out there, right? But if you are in a rebuilding phase, right? Because I've talked about the different phases of the body, right? But if you're in a rebuilding phase, then you're going to want to eat in a particular way that's going to assist you with the rebuilding of muscle tissue, lean skeletal mass, right? Things of that nature. So once again, we have to look at what is the purpose? What are we looking to accomplish? And based upon what you're looking to accomplish is how essentially you need to be refeeding. Now, the whole refeeding process needs to be done with intention. And that requires you to know the next steps. Right? So it requires you to have a clear vision or a goal from where and why you started and to what you are doing next and the purpose. So, for example, Chris just, of course, wonderfully leaked that, of course, the next challenge is going to be coming up, right? But if you decide, if you already know, listen, I had a great challenge, I already know I'm going to be the next one, well, then what are you going to do in between that? If you know you're going to be doing the next challenge, does it make sense to then say, well, I'm just going to take a nice 20, 30-day break and I'm just going to just enjoy myself? No, that doesn't make sense. You're going to mess yourself up. You're going to hurt your refeed. What you would want to do is you would want to stay locked into another program, right? Or you would want to then start eating raw, or you want to make sure you have some raw days, or start bringing in different fruits. Start focusing on eating only whole foods, right? Staying away from highly processed and highly refined foods and lots of different like rancid oils. Based upon what the next goal is, whatever that may be, right, is going to be how you're going to want to refeed and the timing of which you refeed as well. So if you know you're going to be going into a really long fast, right? Let's say you want to do a 30-day fast, right? Well, then you may want to then take a little bit of a break from your fasting and then just focus on your eating. Focus on eating well. Focus on eating clean, right? Give yourself that mental break. So you have a little bit of homework, okay? Because I love to give homework. What I want you to do is I want you to take a moment, not right now, right? But I want you to take a moment and consider what you are focused on next. A lot of people are still in detox mode, right? You may not have reached the point where you're focused on particularly like healing organ systems, which is of course detoxification, but at the same time, it is supplementing with certain foods and different supplements that rebuild or stimulate certain organs, right? You may not be moving into muscle production mode or toning mode, right? Which it's just not where you're at the moment. So most people are still going to be in detox mode. But what is the next step? You need to leave this with a goal in mind of what the next step is. I would, of course, recommend that all of you already have in your mind that you're going to be in the next challenge, right? So what is it that you're going to do between now and then, right? Is it weight loss, right? Is that the goal? Is it healing the body? Is it rebuilding a muscle production or toning? How long are you going to wait until you start your next protocol? Whatever that may be. Maybe it's a liver and gallbladder flush, right? Maybe it is a parasite cleanse. Whatever it may be, don't leave here with no direction. Don't leave here saying, "Whoo, man, I did that. We went through the 30 days and then I lost 25 pounds and I'm good. I'll see you guys in the next one." And then you go off and you just start doing your own thing. This is where you get in trouble, right? So, so how long are you going to wait until you start your next protocol? And what is the plan between now and the next time to start? All of these fall under the umbrella of refeeding. And it needs to be done with the same energy and intention as the preparation and the fasting itself. We have to stop looking at refeeding as the redhead stepchild, as in like, well, we're already done. Refeeding, I'll just eat normal, right? No. PFR, preparation, fasting, refeeding, they are all the same. They are all equally as important. And then the part that we fall flat on the most is actually maybe the most important, because you can stumble with fasting, and you have seen probably in your own self and well as others, you can mess up so much, and fasting is so powerful, it'll still get you almost all the results that you want. But if you mess up on your refeed, you will stumble and fall backwards, right? So if you have no direction, what will happen is you will wind up taking a path that becomes or is the most familiar to you, right? If you don't have any direction, you're just going to take the path that you know is most familiar. And that is exactly where we want to get away from. The path that is the most familiar to us is the path that has got us in the place that we are now. So make sure that you have some direction. Make sure that you have an idea of where you want to go. Make sure you do this homework and focus on what the next step is, so that way, as you move through your process, you know exactly what you're going to be doing. You know exactly what the next steps are and where you're going to be going, and you're going to be good. So I hope that helps you all. Make sure you do that homework, please.
Shout out to our resident PhD, bro. Golly, man. Y'all get so much value. It's insane. Like, it's insane to me how valuable these challenges are. Like, I gotta be honest and say, like, they're organic in nature, and the coaches have kind of their free will to do and create. And so I can never have an expectation. All I know is I always get more than what I accounted for, which is amazing. PFR. So that's what we doing now.
Hey, you like it?
I love it.
Yeah. I mean, it's mine now, right?
Whoa.
Hold on, man. No, Steven, I'll give you credit for as long as I can.
What does that mean?
As long as he remembers to.
Well, until his name starts to become synonymous
with it. Yeah. Hey, at least I'm being listen, man. Hey, I like it. John, what'd you think of that training?
Oh, it was great. You know, because it's a very important, like he's saying, it's actually very important in it. And especially when you think about maybe your own journey. When we first started this, for me, like I didn't know. We just did what we did. I saw how powerful fasting was. And after the fast was over, it was just like, all right, I done lost 15, 18 pounds. Let me go get a pizza real quick. Yeah, I could just fast it away next week, which is literally what I did. I'm talking about what was it, 2016? Like
you were on a Buffalo Wild Wings kick, I think, for a while when you was doing the 5-2.
I mean, I would go get I get the soft pretzels, they get the soft pretzels. And I'd be like, shoot, on that weekend, it's about to go down. So, but then it's just like, yeah, fasting is so powerful that, I'm back into positive weight loss by Wednesday, which was, but it's just like, but why do that? But again,
Right.
but this is that we laid the foundation for all the mistakes and the mishaps, and that's obviously not maximum efficiency. So now we're much more learned, we know a better way again, but it's the experimentation is beautiful, because we come to these resolutions and via our own journey, where it's like, oh, you know what, this is actually better if I do it this way. So
Yeah. Well, that's the benefit of personal experimentation. This is why we teach you guys in the way we do. This is why we don't spoon feed you every little thing, because look, I was going to use an example of an infant baby. When you deal with infants, you typically want to do everything for them. You want to protect them from themselves, stop them from putting food in their mouth, blah 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 blah. For anybody who's had children or has been around infants, y'all know how that process goes. The problem is, if you never allow that baby to do for themselves, they become dependent on you for everything. And now you have a child that's developing in a they're maldeveloped, because they depend on you for things that they should have learned to do themselves. Now, this is just an analogy. I'm not comparing you all to infant babies. But what I'm saying is, we have to have that same approach as a coach or someone who's going to guide or lead. I cannot spoon this. This is why, people get upset with us, because we don't give them, okay, on your refeed day, you're going to go to Kroger. Okay. You're going to buy a pound of this, half a pound of that. These are the seasonings you need, a teaspoon of sea salt, and you're going to put it all together in a pot. And that's what you're going to eat. People get upset that we don't do that. And the reason why is for the analogy I just explained to you, and also this experimentation that needs to be done. Because, and this is one thing that we'll be getting more into as John starts to teach more. You, as an individual, you have needs that are going to be different from the person next to you. So you really need to be tuned into your body, and you need to be doing these things your way, really. We're just trying to create guidelines. Like, I want to make sure that you don't fall off the couch, but I'm not going to strap you to the couch so you can't move. That's not helping you. Back to the baby analogy.
we got it.
Mel, what do you think about the refeeding and the importance of refeeding?
I think the importance of refeeding is it's a very vital part of your health journey, and everything that Stephen just went over in his presentation is it's super important. It's super important. So it's extremely critical, just as serious as you took this challenge in prepping your body to get ready to go through this extended, this type of fast or this type of challenge that you went through. It is important to make sure that you're taking those necessary steps to make sure that you're getting acquiesced to some of the foods that you've eaten during this challenge, and some of the things that you've consumed. That should be something that should happen regularly. Now, the refeed process in general, it's fairly simple, but I think it's just all about following directions and the things that's being outlined. Because a lot of times when we have our free will, we typically just like, oh, this is refeed, and so now I'm just go back to eating the things that I used to eat and things of that nature. And then you start having these problems like, oh, the refeed didn't work for me. It's just like, no, you didn't listen to what was said. You need to listen, swallow the pride, swallow the ego when it comes to, trying to get back to tasting that thing that's so good that you want to, you just want to indulge yourself in. But a lot of the things that we find tasty and that we think is good for us is the reason why we ended up being how we are now. So take that part serious, take the refeed part serious. And to dive just a little bit further in that, I would say eliminate the foods that you've eaten before you decide to get into a challenge, because you need to get into the habit of already eating those whole foods and the fruits and staying hydrated, because a lot of foods that we eat, they dehydrate us. But if we stay consistent with eating the fruits and juicing, if we just do that normally, like, you don't need a challenge or any kind of routine to just be like, hey, you know what, I should be juicing, because we're doing this challenge and we're doing all of these things to get healthy. So if these things are going to get us healthier, why not just do it after the challenge or after the refeeding process? That's just a normal thing that we do. And like all the things that we worry about and all the pains and hey, and just unnecessary things that we put on ourselves and burdens that we place on ourselves because of things that happen outside of us. There's birthdays, there's celebrations, and there's holidays that happen, and all these different events that happen, and you're tempted to eat these things when you obviously know you shouldn't be eating them. So get into the habit of eating and doing the processes that you've done during this challenge. If you've been juicing and you've enjoyed the juice and it tastes good and you've seen the benefits of it, keep doing it. You don't need a challenge to make that a consistent part of your life, but just make sure you're taking this serious and don't take these opportunities for granted. Appreciate all these moments and things of that nature. And another thing that I would say is to reflect. Do a lot of reflecting of things that you've learned while you were on this journey. Think about how you felt during the processes of juicing in the days that you've done on your refeed. Reflect of how your body felt. Think about the things that you feel that you can do better when you're in the process of continuing your health journey. So just stay focused on the primary goal. And that primary goal is to keep you healthy, keep you off these pills and going to the doctors and getting, blood insulins and, all this stuff that we don't want. Let's get rid of that. Make health a priority. You don't make it something that you just tune into or check in with because a challenge is here. No, make this something that you do consistently. And when you're going through the next challenge that we acquire or that we put forth, you're going to be the one to succeed or surpass your expectations. So keep that at the forefront of your mind when you're going into the next challenge, and make sure you're following these instructions and you'll be good to go. All right.
All right.
I'm going to add on.
Go ahead.
Okay. I wrote a final speech. So this is short, but here's a thought, right? The acorn is an oak tree. The oak tree is the acorn. By falling to the ground, that is the only way the acorn will become a mighty oak tree, or I'll say landing or arriving to the ground. It is the process that must take place for the growth to begin. The acorn knows the fall as part of life's cycle and knows to trust the process. It lands on a garden of possibilities, not a wasteland of fear. So through this challenge, this whole month, you've been imparted with powerful information that will continue to support you and assist you on your fasting and holistic health and wellness journey. So I want you to continue to ask yourself, are you choosing to land on and create more possibilities, potential, and permanent lifestyle changes? Or are you continuing to land on limiting beliefs, stagnation, and disease? So think about, where will you land? Which path are you choosing? Are you growing or remaining stagnant? Are you making choices consciously or unconsciously? So from acorn to oak tree, we are worth it.
Come on, 33. Golly, bro.
Thanks.
Man, this is one of the best closing presentations we've ever had. Man, I'm not even gonna say nothing else. Jasmine, Shell had some announcements that she wanted to make sure that everybody was aware of. Take this seriously, y'all. I'm gonna tell a story once Jasmine finishes.
Okay, so the announcements. What happens when the challenge ends? So this group is going to remain open, and all of us coaches will be active for the next 7 days after today. So this is ideal for refeeding if you have questions and things of that nature. So we highly recommend that you continue to revisit the JR72 guide and follow, the refeed protocol and everything that Stephen has shared. After the 7 days, the access to the private challenge group that you're a part of now will close. You currently have access to that group and then the main homepage. If you wish to continue with hands-on support from the AHA coaches, we recommend joining the AHA Wellness Academy, which are full of recorded training videos and they're self-paced, and or the AHA Premium Accountability membership. And we meet online live 3 times a week, and we provide coaching sessions and opportunities for you to really check in, open discussion, and Q&A. And the Premium Accountability group is really great. Like, I led a discussion today that was just super powerful about the 4 tendencies. And I know a lot of the information I share is only available in the Premium Accountability group right now. So check it out.
Yeah, Jasmine, man, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna just tell y'all, y'all need to listen to Jasmine, okay? Her life purpose is to teach and to guide. That is why she's so powerful. Like, it's literally her life purpose. So right now, that's where you guys can find her, the Premium Accountability Group. Everybody who's a part of the Premium Accountability Group loves it. It's a great place. Everybody always asks for accountability. It's a great place to just stay. Stephen mentioned this earlier. You want to stay locked in. You know what I mean? So whether you're going to do intermittent fasting, I see somebody saying they're going to do intermittent fasting, decrease their eating window until the next challenge. You're going to do I think someone said they was going to do the 5-2, when you fast for 5 days, eat for 2 days. Whatever you guys are going to do, whether it's one meal a day, being connected to one of our other programs is going to help. Just keep the wellness journey on the forefront of your mind. That's all, right? So one of the things Mel pretty much touched on was making what we are teaching you guys part of your lifestyle, which that is what we do. That's what we do, right? Like, that's what we do in our life. That's why we're able to maintain so well, because everything we're learning, we're adopting and we're incorporating into our lifestyle. One of our coaches' family member had high blood pressure for, like, I don't know, let's say 10 years, something like that. He's been on high blood pressure medication, and recently started to get some coaching from us, and was making different changes, juicing, detoxing, got the HATs and everything, doing everything. And he had mentioned that he was on the blood pressure medication. And we're like, why? Like, at this point, it's so weird. And I don't want to sound jaded, but like, at this point, like, I am a little jaded. I just, it's weird that people still take medication, like, that have access to this knowledge. Like, when I hear it, it's weird to me. I'm not saying you guys are weird for doing it. I'm saying it's weird to me because of, like, my knowledge base. I'm like, I know people don't want to take medication. I've never met someone who's like, yeah, I love taking my medication. It's, I got to separate all my pills out. I put them in their little case. I love swallowing those little chalky pills. So if you don't love taking it, and there's another option, because I know the other option, I'm like, dang, why do people still do it? But obviously for a lack of knowledge, right? They don't know. And then there's also people who don't want to do the work to get off the medication. Well, we told him what he needed to do, sent him a couple of products. That man was off the medication in 6 days. He's done. He's been on blood pressure medication for 10 years. And in 6 days, he's off. And he's done. Why can't that always be the case? Like, why is it, especially with family, man? It's so difficult dealing with family. You know what I mean? Like, I have family members that are diabetics that have watched Stephen, John, and Siobhan's journey. These are family members, close family members. Watch them lose hundreds of pounds, watch them reverse their diabetic conditions, and they're still diabetic. I had one that wasn't a diabetic saw John, Steve, and Siobhan do their thing and then became a diabetic after. It's frustrating. It is frustrating. This is why I can't talk and interact with my family so much. Because, like, I see this and my brain goes to mush. I don't get it. So you guys aren't those, right? Y'all are here. Y'all are here to learn. You're here to make adjustments, and you're here to do better. And some of you all might still be on different medications. I don't want you to think I'm taking a jab at you. I'm not. You guys are here to learn and to live a healthier life. And that's a process, and it's a different process for different people, you know. But I want you guys to know that your body is capable of healing whatever you're dealing with, whether it's weight loss, whether it's mental disorder, whatever it is that your personal journey or struggle is, your body is capable of healing. So you just got to be consistent and make that investment in yourself. You know what I mean? I have this thing, and I'm gonna be done. I have this thing where I have changed my whole mindset around books. When I was younger, and even still more recently, I don't read. I don't like reading. I was never really into books. And I went through a course because I invest in myself all the time. And I'm not going to tell y'all to do something that I don't personally do. And the reason why I tell you to do it is because I know it works through my personal experience. But I went through this course, and there was a $500 book that I needed to purchase. I didn't have to do it, but I wanted to. Like, it was, you know what I mean? It was part of the course, and it was a $500 book. The book is less than 100 pages. And I was excited to buy it because of the knowledge that I knew I would gain. It was invaluable. You know? You want to have that type of attitude towards your health and wellness journey. Like, when you have the opportunity to invest in your health and wellness journey, be excited about it. Y'all know, like in church, they say God loves a cheerful giver. They always talk about that when it's tithe and offering time. You don't want to give, with a closed heart, right? But this goes for you when you invest in yourself. Like, if you guys decide to invest in yourself, a herbal supplement or a book or whatever the case is, be excited about it, because that energy is going to be transferred into whatever it is you're investing in, and it's going to be that much better. All right. So that's all I got. I appreciate you all for your time and attention. 30 days. Stephen told y'all are the SEALs, right, Steve? The Navy SEALs of fasting.
Yeah,
that
man.
is that's a big accomplishment to start. I need you all to know that, like, to start something and complete it, even if it didn't go as planned. That is a big accomplishment. Is a great step towards your ultimate goals. Coaches, any last words? They good to go.
Yeah. Excellent job, everyone, for doing this challenge and completing it, making it to the end. There have been people that had the struggles and stuff, and they I don't know if they're in the primary accountability, but they posted it in the secret group, which I think is very important too, because not everybody's in that, but also it's just like, hey, sometimes we slip, sometimes we trip. That's not an excuse to just say, forget it and just, I messed up, and therefore now I can just go back to doing whatever. So, great job for making it all to the end, and just know that there's more support and more strategies that are coming that will help you to energize yourself to make it easier. I think the proper nutrition, via refeeds and all these things are also very important, but there's more factors to consider. And, when these things become more readily available and more widely known within our community, then that's another layer. But, I'll be getting to that soon. But yeah, definitely good job for making it. And I'm proud of you all.
All right, y'all. I see them weight loss. I see that weight loss. We've seen everything from 8 pounds to 30 something pounds. So congratulations, y'all. And we will see you in the next challenge. Good night.